Hi, this is Dre Pass, so welcome to my review with spoilers of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Okay, this is again Tom Cruise, seventh movie in the franchise. I always look forward to seeing these movies. Tom Cruise, he gives these movies his all, does his own stunts, puts his body on the line. He's just, Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise. Again, what I said in my other review, he's just a genuine movie star. Okay, and he knows he gives it his all to entertain the people, to get the people to come out to the theater to see his movies. And I truly appreciate him and thanks to him for doing that, for giving these movies his all. Anyway, this movie stars, of course, Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt. You got Ving Rhames as Luther Stockwell, Simon Pegg as Benji Dunn, Rebecca Ferguson as Ilsa Faust. You got Haley Atwell in this movie as Grace, and you got Vanessa Kirby, who I think was in the last movie as well. You got Essa Morales in this, who I'm a big fan of. You got Palm Klemteff. She plays Paris. She played Mantis in the Guardians movies. You got Henry Czerny in this. He plays Kittredge, and I believe he was in the first or second Mission Impossible movie. And then you got Shea Whigham, who plays Briggs in that. I remember him from he's been in a lot of TV shows and stuff. I think Boardwalk Empire was like the thing that he's most famous for. Just a really good talented cast in this. And again, the plot of this movie is that the EMF team or IMF team have to track down this AI that's supposed to be all powerful and stuff, and it could basically hack all these weapon defensive systems all over the world and stuff. And Ethan Hunt has to track it down. And I think it has first of all, this movie has a great opening sequence. The opening sequence to this movie, which I believe is like 5 to 8 minutes or something like that, maybe 10 minutes. It's really intense. Really, takes place on with a Russian sub and stuff, and it's really intense. I mean, it's like really, it's probably one of the best sequences in this movie. It's so good. The dialogue, the action, it's just out of this world. Okay, like I said, the rest of this movie has great stunts in it, as usual with these Mission Impossible movies. Tom Cruise, of course, does these insane stunts, of course, and you have this, great action and all this stuff, and it's really one of the really good movies. I think it's one of the best Mission Impossible movies that's come out. I've really enjoyed. Like I said, the first one I said in my other review, when the first movie came out, and they basically killed off the whole team except for Ethan, and they made what's his name? Not Ving Rhames. What's his name? John. I can't remember his name. Jim Phelps, who was played by John Voight in the first movie. I hated the fact they made him the bad guy in this movie, but after seeing, they did it for a reason. They did it so basically Ethan Hunt could be on his own and have his own team from like the second movie on, and basically took over the franchise. And ever since that second movie, Tom Cruise has been killing it. Okay, and this movie did disappoint. This movie is about 2 hours and 43 minutes, which is pretty long for a movie, even an action movie. Maybe they could have cut maybe 20 minutes out of it, but I wasn't bored watching it. I wasn't bored at all. I was into the movie and into the great sequences. Love the performances. I think Haley Atwell as Grace was really good in this. Again, I'm a big fan of Haley Atwell. I loved her as in the MCU, and I love the TV show. Peggy, I loved her as Peggy Carter. I love the TV show. I was a big fan. I watched that, and she did disappoint in this movie. To me, she's absolutely a nice addition to this franchise if she's sticking around, which I'm assuming she is, based on this movie. And she's just Haley Atwell is just fantastic, great casting, in my opinion, by putting her in this movie. Of course, you got Simon Pegg, who's absolutely hilarious and intense. I love Simon Pegg as well. You got Ving Rhames as Luther Stockwell. He got a little bit more to do in these movies than he normally does, which I really appreciate it. He's like the tech guy in this. And then you got Rebecca Ferguson as Ilsa Faust. I think she came in 2 movies ago, I think. And I'm a big fan of Rebecca Ferguson as well. And this is probably the only part I didn't like about this movie, that her character is not in this movie now. She was filming a lot of stuff, so I don't know if they kind of reduced her part because she had she's been in Dune, the Dune movie. She had like a TV show. I forgot the TV show name, but she's been in a lot of stuff. So I don't know if they had to cut her part down because she was doing filming. She had other prior filming commitments, so that's why. and her character winds up getting killed in this movie. Okay, and I hated that because I absolutely loved her character. I thought her, especially her, her and Tom Cruise's character Ethan Hunt. Obviously, they're supposed to be, together in this movie, and then she wound up getting killed, and she's not in this movie that much. And then I don't know if it was because of that, or maybe it was because of filming commitments, and they said, "Listen, well, she can't be in this movie as much, so maybe we'll bring in Haley Atwell as to kind of take over the new mantle because Rebecca Ferguson, she's getting like really busy in her stuff, her film commitments and stuff. So maybe she can't be. Maybe that's why they did that. I'm hoping though that this is a fake out. That's why I'm really hoping it is, but I gotta feel that it's not because I just think they the way they set the movie up and the way and and you'll probably get whiplash from the fact that Tom Cruise, you don't see him grieve that much for Rebecca first, the Ilsa. You don't see him grieve that much for her, and then it's on to Haley Atwell, character of Grace. Although, I don't, like I said, I hope it's a fake out that she didn't really die. I hope that that she was just really busy and they couldn't really put her in the movie as much, and that she, in part two she comes out, they faked her death. I hope they did that to kind of fool the AI that's been tracking them. So I hope that's the case because I really don't want Rebecca Ferguson to leave this franchise. I really enjoyed her in the prior movies, and I really hope that she would be, continue on. But you never know with this franchise. Maybe they had to make that choice because Rebecca Ferguson was just getting too busy, and they had to kind of put somebody in her place, and and that's why they got Haley Atwell, who plays Grace, who's really, really good in this movie. Okay, I love the action sequences. This I think it's in Rome when they had the car chase between and they're driving a little car and all that stuff. That's great. The train sequence towards the end of the movie, which is really intense, with Tom Cruise and S.M. Morales on top of the train. That's really good. And also the train sequence where when Grace and Tom and Ethan Hunt are basically trying to survive these train cars that are falling off this bridge. Okay, and they're battling to stay, go from car to car. A really great action sequence in this, and I really like Vanessa Kirby as well. She plays the White Widow. I think she was in the other movie as well. She plays like this mysterious character, like a barter. She's trying to barter the sale of the key that that operates this AI and stuff. And I thought she did. I thought she was really good in this. S.M. Morales, he plays Gabriel again. I'm a big fan of S.M. Morales in this. And I know Grace Rand, if I watch her review of Beyond the Trail, she didn't like his character, but I don't know what she's thinking about. I love Asa Morales in this. I thought he was really good. And Pom Klementieff, who plays Paris, who was in the Guardians of the movies playing Mantis, I thought she was good in this as well. As she was like his henchman, Asa Morales' henchwoman, I guess. And I thought she was okay. Like I said, she didn't have much dialogue. Grace Randolph said she was sort of a reminder of like Harley Quinn because I guess she had some makeup on her face, but to me, I didn't see that. I just thought she was a nice bad guy. It's good to see female bad guys and stuff in these movies and stuff, and I thought she did a decent job in this. And Shea Wingham, who he plays Briggs. Him and Greg Tarzan Davis, he plays Degas. They're the two guys. They're like agents that are after Ethan Hunt. And they're chasing him out throughout the movie and stuff. I thought they were really good, really entertaining as well in this movie. And like I said, that's the only part I really hate about this movie, that Rebecca Ferguson's character, Ilsa, looks like her character got fridged. But I don't know if that was because all her acting gigs that she couldn't be in this movie when they were filming it. So they had limited time with her because she had other commitments that she had to make. I'm hoping that they faked her death. That's what I'm kind of hoping. I hope they are, and that she comes back in in part 2 of Reckoning, Dead Reckoning. That's what I'm kind of hoping that she does, because I really liked her, and there's a nice sequence with her fighting Esa Morales' character Gabriel on top of the bridge, basically to save Grace's life, Haley Atwell's character, and so she does kind of go out like a champ that way. But I'm kind of hoping that they faked her death. I kind of hope that they did. And that she appears in part 2. I'm really hoping that, because like I said, I'm a big fan of Rebecca Ferguson. And why not have Rebecca Ferguson and Haley Atwell in the movies? Why not have two good chicks that can on an IMF team? That wouldn't be a bad thing. Just have their team. This be so that'd be 1, 2. Wait, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we could have 5 people on the team. Okay, have 2 women that can kick ass. Rebecca Ferguson and Haley Atwell on the team with Tom Cruise. I wouldn't mind that. Okay, so that's why I'm kind of hoping that they didn't they faked her death to fool the AI that they were after. I kind of hope that that's the case. But anyway, this AI is all knowing. Like I said, that opening sequence on the sub was so intense and nail biting. Great sequence. Like I said, they always have great action sequences in these movies. And Tom Cruise, of course, did that great scene that you see in the trailer where he's riding a motorcycle and to jump off the motorcycle and land on top of the train. Okay, that was a nice sequence as well. Again, Tom Cruise is great. Again, there's another great scene in the airport in Dubai. I think Dubai, that was the year where they were. Another great action sequence in that. And, you got to see Benji get involved in a little more action and stuff. So I thought that was really good and intense. And like I said, I'm a big fan of these movies now, these Tom Cruise movies. And Tom Cruise always ups the ante. He's up in the ante in these movies. And I can't wait for part 2. This movie, to me, had everything. Again, the only negatives to me is them sidelining Rebecca Ferguson's character of Ilsa. And that may be because she had filming commitments and stuff, and they couldn't have her in the movie as much. I'm thinking that's why it was, and I'm kind of hoping that's the reason why. And hopefully she's in part 2, and and as she continues on, because I really liked her character, and I would hate for her then to have to kill her character off. And even though I'm a big fan of Haley Atwell, and I wouldn't mind her see her continue on, but why not have 2 women on the team? Okay, I wouldn't. Why not? I have no problem with that. Having the 2 women have Grace and Ilsa on the team, along with Ving Rhames and Simon Pegg and Tom Cruise. Why not? Okay, that would be perfectly fine with me. I just don't want to lose Rebecca Ferguson. I'm just a big fan of her, so I don't want to lose her. But anyway, again, I gave this movie an 8 or A minus. Okay, again, that's the only negative to me. Maybe the movie's a little bit too long. It's like 2 hours and 43 minutes. Maybe they could have cut 20 minutes off of it. And I didn't like the fact that Ilsa, her character, got killed off supposedly. Although, like I said, I think they might have been faking it, and you might see her in part 2. So that's the only hope that I'm holding out on, that they faked her death and she's going to appear in part 2, which will be great. You see some chick come out of nowhere to help Tom Cruise and then all of a sudden she pulls off her mask and it's Ilsa, and I would go crazy if that would happen. So that's my opinion about that. Anyway, let me know what you think of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. What do you think of it? Feel free to leave comments down below. I have links to my social media in the description box, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also have a link to my other channel called Views and Opinions. You can check that out as well. Also have a link down below to my Patreon. And my Patreon's only $5 a month. I have tons of content on there, tons of unedited content on there. I have everything from Marvel shows to DC shows to The Boys Season 3. I have Star Wars shows, movies. Follow the link. Check it out, only $5 a month. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Trey Passes. Thanks so long. Take care.